Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to session 2 of the Online Marketing for Motivated Sellers Masterclass. And we're going to be diving into some more of the tactical stuff now. So the first session, we really focused on vision, we focused on strategy, some mindset stuff as well. So if you haven't watched the first session, dive into that because it walks you through how to think about marketing differently in this new market environment that we're stepping into, and how to get off the marketing hamster wheel, which is the biggest thing for me, because you can find leads anywhere and you can build a business that does all kinds of deals. But if you don't like the business, if you end up despising the business, we have to ask ourselves, why are we doing it in the first place, right? So we start to think about, well, your marketing influences your business and your lifestyle. And in this section, we're going to show you the first steps towards stepping into evergreen marketing and really leveraging online marketing well. So one thing that you should really think about with evergreen marketing and online marketing is we're not talking about posting on TikTok, we're not talking about posting on Instagram or doing LinkedIn DMs or your social media postings on Facebook or even Facebook ads, okay? All of those things can be useful. All those things can be valuable, but in general, they are hamster wheel marketing, okay? If you're tied to Instagram, if you're tied to TikTok, and you've got to post 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, that's the definition of hamster wheel marketing. That's you being tied to the thing that the second you stop doing that activity is the second the results go down. Now, I'm not saying not to do it. If you enjoy doing it, if you get energy from doing it, amazing, keep doing it. What we're showing is how to build a foundation of a business that gives you back your freedom. We're going to show you how to build the foundation of the business that gives you more consistency, more predictability. And it actually attracts the sellers who want to work with you. They're the most motivated sellers who are actively seeking out a solution, and you can get in front of them and serve them well. So in part 2, we're going to be really talking about your first 90 days of online marketing. And I want you to buckle up a little bit because this might get a little bit techy, but I want to have this be something where it's easy for everyone to understand the strategy. And then you can dig in and either choose to do this yourself or choose to hand it off to someone to have them help you with it. But I want you to come into these next 2 sessions with an open mind saying, okay, at the very least, I'm going to learn about what these are, and then you can decide how you then interact with it and implement it in your business. The way that I like to think about these next 2 sections are you either do it yourself, okay, it's DIY, meaning you're going to learn what we're going to teach and you're going to go out there and find other resources. We have tons of other resources at Carrot as well. And then you're going to do it. You might learn these sections and go, you know what? I really want this in my business, but I really don't have the time to do it. I've got more money than I've got time. And then you can make that decision to say, I'm going to invest money to get this done, to have others do it for me. Keep that open mind and figure out your path as we go. In this section, you're going to learn shifting from a website to an authority hub for higher performance. That's a key distinction and key shift, especially in this age that we're in right now, where every single person, where's the place that we go to research and find answers to our problems? We pick up our cell phone, right? We pick up our cell phone and we do a search, and then we find a website that helps solve our problem, or we find a website that doesn't solve our problem or that we can't trust, and we bounce back to the search engines, and then we click the next result. We want yours to be the result that they click and stay on and interact with. Okay, the second thing that we're going to go into is really how to set up a high converting authority hub that stands out in your market and wins more of those sellers and buyers. The third part that we're going to go into in today's masterclass section is SEO, or search engine optimization. That's getting it ranked high in Google, plus pay-per-click marketing, or paying for clicks at the top of Google. What's the difference and where should you start? And then last, the biggest marketing mistake with is math, not emotion. Okay, so many of us, y'all, are trusting emotion in our marketing decisions. And I can tell you, talking with some of the biggest investors in the entire country and having them as our clients, and also talking with so many investors and agents who are newer on their journey, the biggest thing that I see as the trip up with their marketing is they start to invest and then they stop the marketing based off of emotion, not math. And we're going to show you how to eliminate that, because that is what the highest performers in every single market do, is they know the math and they remove emotion from those decisions. We're going to show you how to do the same thing. So let's dig in, guys. So on the screen here, we're kind of reminding you of the 261 formula for success. Okay, we're going to keep on bringing this back into the whole series because this is the thing that's going to carry you through, and we need to make sure that we're understanding the mindset around online marketing to have success with it. Okay, so 261 formula. Once again, the first 2 months, it's going to be some work, y'all. It's not just going to be launching a website, doing a couple things to it and pulling back and saying, hey, I'm good to go. Just like with working out or getting healthy or building a skill, The early days are the hardest. Now, the analogy that I absolutely love, when we think about a rocket, the rocket has a lot of stored energy. It's inside of the rocket fuel things, whatever they're called. I'm not a techie, right? It's sitting there on the launch pad. It's not moving, but it's got a lot of potential to move up into space. Now, in order to get up into space, it takes a lot of energy to get off the ground. It's going to take an immense amount of energy to get that rocket off the ground. That's why they have those boosters right there. They flip the switch, they do the countdown, then all of a sudden they say liftoff. But when you see the videos, guys, the liftoff is slow. So much energy going in to push this thing, and it's almost not going anywhere. But then as it goes, picks up momentum, it gets faster, picks up momentum, it gets faster. Eventually it requires less work to move farther, and then they cast those rocket boosters, the fuel tanks, to the side, and they don't need them anymore. They're floating, they're just flying. And that's the exact journey that we want to see you on, and that's the exact journey that evergreen marketing is when you deploy this method. Okay, by 1 year out, you should start to see really good momentum if you're implementing the plan, and then year 2, year 3, man, the momentum's just cranking. You're off of the launch pad and you're up into orbit. All right, so back to Brian's story. His story followed that path as well, right? Once again, he started this method in November, and then he closed his first deal from driving for dollars. He just had to hustle. He had to put in a lot of work to get off that launch pad, right? He drove for dollars, closed the first deal, took that $8,000 and said, I want a higher leverage, higher conversion marketing activity. I don't want to drive for dollars or cold call my whole life. So he went all in on online marketing. He chose to do the Done With You program. He said, I'm going to do the SEO and just learn it and put my head down and learn it, even though he's not techie. And then he said, I'm going to hire someone with some of that money to now do ads to get my results happening quicker. Started that Google pay-per-click campaign to get at the top of the Google rankings while he was working on getting his Google rankings higher. And then he closed his first deals, $73K in that first 90 days or so. And then it ended up being several $100,000 the first 6 months. Today, he's still doing between $400,000 and $800,000 a year, has hundreds of multifamily units, and he's cranking it. Is it the norm? Is it something that happens every time? No. Because it really depends on your work ethic, your ability to implement, your ability to invest and trust yourself in the system, and also your market has some dynamics as well. The thing that we're going to be digging into right now is how to shift from a website into an authority hub. And it's a critical shift right now. So if you can picture you doing a direct mail piece, doing a direct mail drop, or cold calling, or text message marketing, or knocking on doors, or whatever it is, radio or TV ad campaign, okay? If you can picture that going out to these thousands of people, right, and it connects with them. One of the first things that we do in this day and age where people are skeptical, right? People are wondering, is this person somebody that I can work with? Is this person somebody that I can trust? And so then they pick up their phone and they do a Google search of anything that's identifiable on that marketing. If it was a direct mail piece, they're going to search your phone number. And so here's a little tip if you guys want to write this down, this little advanced tip. We started this in the industry. Now so many other people are emulating, which we love. Just little things like this. Whatever phone numbers you have on your direct mail pieces, or whatever phone numbers you're cold calling from, or you're doing text message marketing from, or what's on your radio or TV ads, take all those tracking phone numbers and put them all on the bottom of your contact page. And a little text that says, hey, you might have found our website from one of these numbers. Amazing, we're glad you made it here. It helps us to find out where our clients are coming from. Continue to browse our website and learn about how we can serve you. But what we're saying is all offline marketing creates online demand. The second you send out a marketing piece, they're going to look at anything that's identifiable, and now they're going to go, let me find things about this company to see if they're legit. Let me find things about this company to see if I should work with them. Let me find things about this company online, because if they don't have a website, number one, they're probably not reputable and aren't a real business. That's like base level, right? But then number two, since most people have websites today, we have to take it to the next level. We have to say, if everyone has a website and they threw it up on Wix, or their cousin Eddie built it for them, or it's a really expensive, pretty looking, but not well optimized custom WordPress site, if everybody has these sites, how do we now stand out and win? And that's what we're going to teach you in this section here. So one thing that we do here a lot, and we're here on the screen, I want to show you guys, is sellers interact with your website far differently than, let's say, if you're going to go buy a widget from Amazon. If you're going to go buy a widget from Amazon, we already know and trust Amazon, and we're not going to go look at Amazon's about page. But if you go and you're looking for a gift and you do a random Google search for that widget, and you see Amazon, which you trust, and then you see another website which you've never heard of, you're going to be sitting there right at the end of that purchase decision saying, is this company going to take my money and not send me the thing? Like, are they reputable? I've never heard of XYZ e-commerce company. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to their about page. You're gonna go look at their reviews. You're gonna go Google their reviews and see if they're legit before you send them that $100 to buy that widget. So this is really important with all of your offline marketing creates online demand. How many leads and deals you're likely losing from your offline marketing because they can't find you online? Or how many leads and deals you're losing because they can find you online, but it's just a basic website that doesn't build authority and trust the way that it should. So this screenshot is something called a heat map. And a heat map is basically a tracking tool that we use when we're doing tests across our network to help you guys and make your websites perform better. It tracks where people are clicking. It tracks where people are interacting. And on this client's website, way up in the upper top, you see that big hot spot there. That hot spot is the Our Company page. The Our Company page is always one of the top 3 most clicked on and visited web pages of any websites across the 10,000 plus websites in our network, no matter if it's going after cash buyers, retail buyers, motivated house sellers, land sellers. It doesn't matter, because everyone wants to build that trust and credibility with the people that they're going to work with. So we have to make sure we're building trust and credibility. If you're doing offline marketing or you're not doing offline marketing, you want to start online marketing, you want to go all in on that. But if you're doing offline marketing and you're not tightening up your online presence, how many leads and deals are you likely losing every single year? I want you to write down, what's your average profit per deal? Is it 10K? Is it 15K? Is it 20K? We're going to come back to that number here in a second to help you dial in your budget the correct way. But if it's $20,000, how many of those $20,000 deals you're okay with losing this year because of an underperforming website? Because we went the cheap way and tried to get something done cheap and fast, thinking, hey, a website's a website, versus going the correct way and focusing on performance, since it's such a high leverage in your business. If your answer is none, that you're not okay losing any leads and deals to an underperforming website, we're going to show you the tips in this section here to really make that website perform better and turn it into an authority hub. So what is this authority hub that Trevor keeps talking about, right? So an authority hub is essentially, it's a beefed up website that's taken to the next level. It's the thing that should be the center of all of your marketing. So if we go back to this graphic and show that little website in the middle, your website or your authority hub should literally be the hub of all of your authority online. It should be the hub where everything points back to. It should be the hub that builds your trust and credibility, not just some website that's out there. Okay, so how do we turn it into a hub? Well, most websites, when we look at them, are a simple one-page website, or maybe they have a handful of pages on them, right? When we pioneered the Authority Hub, when we pioneered really scaling online lead generation in this industry 8 years ago, most of them were either landing pages or they had less than 5 to 8 pages on the entire website. Okay, that was the model. And we said, well, what if we really do research and we really look at heat maps like we showed you and look at data? If we look at those items and really find out, how do motivated house sellers or buyers really interact with the website? What if we build the website to specifically speak to them and specifically guide them on the path to eliminate all objections that we can on the website, so then when they finally get a hold of you, the sale is 10 times easier because the objections are eliminated, they feel trust and credibility, and they're ready to work with you. And so we started to go through and test hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of websites across thousands of tests and across hundreds of thousands of leads. And we discovered this model that's been working really good and it will continue to work really great. The first part is kind of building what the traditional website might look like, but having the content structured in the right order, in the right way, with the right stuff. Okay, that's the key part here. And we call them the core conversion pages. Your core conversion pages are basically, you're gonna have a home page, okay, and I'm gonna show you guys some examples here in a second. And then you're gonna have, from the left to the right on your navigation bar, you never wanna have the home link. Like websites used to always say home and you'd click it in your navigation bar. Get rid of the home link, guys. Everyone knows you can hit the logo or hit the back button, get back home. So eliminate that, okay? But you always wanna have, from left to right, the order that people are gonna need information to make a decision to work with you. Okay, the order of your navigation bars on desktop is important. The order of how people see the information on a cell phone is important. Okay, you want to show them the content in the order that they need to see it. So you're going to see, like, if it's a motivated house seller website, it's going to say, like, literally sell your home or get an offer on the upper left of the navigation. Then it's going to go to a link that says, like, how it works or something like that to show, well, how's the thing work? Then it's going to be reviews maybe, and then it might be your about, and then it might be FAQ or contact. You're going to create those one time. That might take a couple days, might take a couple weeks, depending on how slow or how much time you have. And then that's kind of going to be there. Like, that's your credibility hub right there, your authority hub. It's going to be there. You're not going to have to modify it or edit it a lot after that, maybe once or twice a year. As you add a new team member to your team or add a new testimonial or whatever it is, you'll update it. Now, this is where the hub starts to kick in here. Now we want to create what we call niche pages or location pages. This is where you start to get your traffic. The core conversion pages are where your authority and your credibility are. And now you're going to start to create these what we call location pages that we pioneered in this industry about 8 to 9 years ago to attract traffic now. Location pages, a good example is if you were to search properties for sale or homes for sale in whatever city, you're always going to find like Zillow and then probably realtor.com and maybe Redfin or something like that. There's a reason why. It's never their home page that's ranked there. It's always a location page. It's always a page that was set up specifically for that location that that person's looking in. 8 years ago, we said, what if we pioneered this model in the investor space and we started to create location pages specific for the locations our clients are marketing in? When we did that, the rankings started to pop up and leads started to flow in for our clients. And now the whole industry has followed suit and modeled the same thing. It works. So you're going to be doing maybe 3, 4, 5 of those a quarter. Launch new location pages as you go into new markets or as you want to expand your lead flow. The next thing is what we call authority content. Now, your authority content is the consistent evergreen content that you're going to be putting on the internet. It could be a video. We have something called video post where you shoot a 3 to 5 minute video. You're walking through a property or you're going to show people how you calculate a deal or make an offer, or you're going to walk through 5 tips for selling your house in foreclosure or whatever it is. You create a 3 to 5 minute video, you upload it to YouTube, and then you can transcribe it, like yank all the words out of that video, and then you put the video and the transcription with the call to action on a blog post. If you do one of those a week, guys, you're going to start to really scale up, and it's almost like stacking bricks. You're stacking these bricks of content, these evergreen content pieces that are going to be online for years. And then many are going to rank well, and you're going to start to stack your traffic up. That's how the evergreen marketing works. You stack location pages on your core conversion page. You stack authority content. Over time, momentum picks up. Google loves you. Google says this website is an authority. We want to send more people to it. You have your core conversion pages. That's what you're going to do in the first 90 days. Nail your credibility. It's going to amplify all of your offline marketing, make all of your offline marketing convert better, and your ROI is going to go way up. Number 2, then you create location pages for the places you want to buy or sell properties in. You do a few of those a quarter maybe, okay? And then it starts to add up momentum. And then number 3 is you start to then post content on a consistent basis. The important parts of your authority hub, and then we're going to show you a couple examples, is when someone lands there, you want to have good, clean, clear branding. Hey, is this company is it real? Or does it have a logo that looks like someone made it on Microsoft Paint in 1999, right? Is this real? Is it a real company? Number 2, there needs to be really clear copy or words on the web page that addresses the seller's conversation in their mind. Basically, anytime anyone is doing a search on Google, they have a question in their mind, they have a problem, they have a challenge. And we then want to say, is our website immediately addressing that challenge within the first 5 seconds? Okay, like this picture here, sell your house the easy way, get a fast cash offer in the Boston market, right? If I'm in Boston, I'm needing to sell my house, I'm like, I really do want a cash offer from a trusted seller. Go, cool. It matches that description. They probably have a service that can help me out. After they pass that, then they go, well, how the heck does this work, right? How the heck does this thing work? I've heard of listing my property with an agent, but how does this work to sell it directly? So there should be content about how it works, and you kind of see some there. And then next is you need to build trust on there. Once they understand how it works and they understand that you have a service that can likely solve their problem, what's going through their mind at that point is saying, can I trust this company? How do we build that trust? Well, we build the trust with the about page and really telling your story. I'll show you a couple. You're going to build the trust with testimonials, with reviews, with real pictures, the real local pictures, things like that. And then last is we want to have that good, robust content that adds value. If they're bouncing around the website, they can see, man, these people are an expert. They're active. They're an expert. I want to work with them. I just did a Google search for sell my house fast Boston. If I was a home seller in Boston and I needed to sell quick, that might be something that I type. Now you've got some ads up here for people that are selling, that are wanting to get in front of those sellers. And then you have Google organic rankings down here. This one here is one of our clients, Tom, and you can see those elements in play. Good, clean, clear branding, clearly addresses the market. Hey, do you need to sell your house in Boston? This is the Boston web page. This is a location page for Boston, which is their primary market. It's got credibility built in on here, so it's answering that credibility issue. Good, clean, clear, next call to action. That needs to be really clear, especially in mobile. And then it's got really robust content, more credibility. It's got Tom's picture. He's a real person. So as someone's going through this, they really get that picture of, man, this is a company that's legit. Other people have worked with them, and I feel comfortable working with them. Okay, if I were to go to the Our Company page, it's got pictures of Boston, and then it's got some more things that add credibility. It's Tom, and then it's got some of their team members. Okay, Scott looks like a good dude. Bill looks like a good dude. They look like people who I might want to work with. These people are sitting with Santa Claus. They couldn't be terrible if they're sitting with Santa Claus, right? So that's a good example of building that credibility. Let me show you another one. So I land here. I'm looking to get discount properties. Does this website help me out? Yes. There's many Louisville investment properties under 100K. Enter your information. It's a good, clear call to action. Louisville pictures. Okay, who the heck is this company here? Okay, who the heck is this company? Let me go look at who the company is, right? Let's go down here. Bo's got a video on here that walks through who they are and builds that trust, builds that credibility. And then they've got content. Let's show you one last one. This is for land. So if you're doing land investing and you want to attract land sellers or land buyers, we work with a lot of people to do that same thing. You might want to sell your land fast, okay? No brokers, no commissions, no fees. Put in your information here. This website's optimized to the hilt for conversion, and they get hundreds of land sellers every single month. There's a video. They have an about page that walks through how they do business, who they are, their story, their credibility, the whole thing. And then they have a lot of those location pages for all the areas they're looking to buy land. Now, it might look like on first glance that these websites are really simple websites, which they are, but they've been tested through millions of leads over the last 7, 8, 9 years. And then they have so many optimizations in here that a lot of people don't recognize. These little nuances can increase your conversion by 10%, 12%, 20%. And that is where you can save, not losing leads and deals. Another thing that's really important with your Authority Hub, it should load really fast. Today, I don't know if you've ever experienced this where you pull up a website on your cell phone and you almost have this like internal clock, this countdown in your mind where once it hits 5 seconds, if that website's not loaded, you're bouncing, you're going back to Google and finding something different. I know I do that all the time. And so this study was done where basically at about 2.5 seconds of load time is where it's the optimal time for conversion rate. The faster your website loads, the better it's likely going to convert. Okay, but 2.5 seconds is about optimal. And then as you can see on this graphic, the more time it takes your website to load, the lower your conversion rate goes. Now, what does that matter? What is a 1.9% conversion rate versus a 1.5% conversion rate? Why does it matter? Well, if you're getting a bunch of traffic, let's say you lose just one lead a month from a slow loading website. And let's say that you close 1 in 10 of those leads into a deal, according to the stats that are reported from our clients. That's what they're closing with their SEO leads. That means you're losing 12 leads every single year from a slow loading website. And that means you're losing at least one deal every single year from a slow loading website. That cheap website that you had over there that might be saving you some bucks up front, it might be costing you $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a year just from the page speed. So page speed is really important. So SEO versus PPC, how should your website or Authority Hub be different if you're doing pay-per-click traffic versus SEO? Well, in the next session, we're going to talk about SEO, but a really high-level thing right now is in general today with Google pay-per-click or Facebook ads, we want to have less on those pages. And now the market with it more and more mobile is moving towards a lot simpler pages for the pay-per-click side of things, but the SEO website still needs to be that robust Authority Hub like we just showed, and we'll show you more on that in section 3. The last part on here, guys, is we want to be able to track our marketing well. And so there's 4 types of tracking that we should put in place in the websites. Now, but you want to track your traffic, number one. You can use free tools like Google Analytics. You can take a Google Analytics code and put it on there, okay? That's the first thing. Track your traffic so you know what's happening on your website. Number 2 is ad tracking, okay? When you're doing ads for Facebook or Instagram or Google ads, you want to be able to create a unique tracking link for those ads to tell which ads are actually working better. You can use things like a UTM builder. Google has a free tool there. It just takes a handful of minutes to set one up. Now, the third thing that you need to really track is leads, obviously. So once a lead comes in from your marketing, no matter what type of marketing it is, y'all, we need to know where it came from ideally. So have a system that shows you the lead source. Systems like Invelo are going to be a lot more robust to be able to walk you through exactly how to track that, where those leads came from. And then the last part is SEO tracking, which is your keyword tracking. If you're wanting to rank well in Google, we have to then put into some sort of a tool where the keywords you're wanting to rank in Google. So if you're in Boston, once again, sell my house fast Boston might be a really good phrase you want to rank for. Put that into an SEO tracking tool and it shows you how your website's ranking so you can always adjust and modify to get it ranked higher. Session 3 is going to walk you through how to get your website ranked higher. So the last part of this is really dialing in that budget. Now this is where a lot of investors really go wrong on us. They get really hyped and motivated on the marketing methods and everything around that. Then they invest too little in their marketing. They stop their marketing before they give math a chance to win. So what I want you guys and gals to do right now is write down your average profit profit per deal. For an example, I'm going to use $10,000. So average profit per deal is $10,000 in this example. Now, next what I want to ask you is how much would you spend in order to get one of those deals? If your average profit per deal is $20K in your market, I usually like to start with a 25% of average profit per deal as a starting point, okay? We ideally want to make a better profit than that, but it depends on your market. So in this case, $2,500 is my marketing spend, or another way to say it is my max cost per deal. It's the max amount that I'm willing to spend to get that $10,000 deal. Now, what we want to do next is we want to say, okay, how many leads does it take me to get a deal with this marketing method? With evergreen online marketing, leveraging content online with SEO, it's about 1 in 10 to 1 in 15 leads into a deal, okay? If you're using direct mail, you'd put in a different number, use our numbers from earlier in this workshop, all right? So I'm gonna use 10 on here for easy, simple math. And then what we wanna do is we wanna take our marketing spend, or the max cost per deal that we're willing to spend on a deal, divide it out by how many leads it takes to close one of those deals. Okay, so 10 in this example. And that gives us what we call our max cost per lead. So right here, we're following math to say, math says our max cost per deal in this market with this average profit per deal is $2,500. Math says 10 leads into a deal, and math says that $250 is the max amount we can spend on leads. Now, a lot of you are probably going, why would I ever want to spend $250 on a lead? You might be saying, I've got a buddy over here that's spending $25 or $35 or $82 on Facebook or this other source. Why would I ever want to spend $250? Well, you may not ever have to spend $250, and our hope is that you don't. But you shouldn't stop your marketing if you're spending below $250 a lead before you've got a deal. And where a lot of people are going to stop, you're going to be $1,800 in, you've got your 7 leads, and you're going, man, I've got $1,800 into this. I'm going to hit stop on this PPC campaign, or I'm $3,000 into my SEO and I haven't got a deal yet. I'm going to hit stop on it. That's the exact point where we cannot stop. That's the exact point where you are trusting emotion, not math. We need to trust the math and follow through on that, and that's where you have a breakthrough. You cash that first check and then you reinvest it back into your marketing. You start to scale up. Guys, trust math, not emotion. Figure out your max cost per deal. Figure out your max cost per lead. Lock those in. And then when you start your marketing, do not stop your marketing until you've hit that number. And then if you're coming close to it and you haven't hit your number yet, and you're driving to a high converting website, you're driving toward with good marketing, then you can say, well, shoot, maybe I should see if this is dialed in and consult with the experts on it. But do not trust emotion, follow the math, y'all. So in this section, guys, we covered the first 90 days. We said, what do you need to do in that first 90 days? Set up that authority hub, get your tracking in place. Okay, start to build out that content, build out that credibility on that website, turn it from a website into an authority hub. And now that you have those in place and you have the tracking in place, you have your authority hub in place, now we're ready to go. Now we're ready to start to really grow that SEO, to grow the rankings in Google, and we can even add on paid traffic on top of that if we want to. The next steps is we want to help you stop losing leads. Go launch that authority hub, dive into part 3 in this series to start to get your rankings higher in Google. I'm Trevor Mauch, the CEO of Carrot. We help thousands and thousands of the top real estate investors generate more evergreen leads, get off the marketing hamster wheel so they can enjoy their businesses more and have more freedom and impact.